everyone and welcome back. If you are new here then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today we have a Fenty Beauty product review. Today we are testing out the new We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer. Now this is supposed to be your skincare slash concealer combined in this one, which is exciting. It's supposed to really help with puffiness, dark circles, be really hydrating, but also give you like a medium buildable coverage and a skin-like finish. So we're going to be trying it for the first time today and also doing a wear test and sharing my first impressions. So let's just get straight into today's video. Okay, so this is the We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer. Let's open them up. I've not heard a whole lot about this concealer. I'm really excited to try though because reading it sounds like my kind of vibes. But I've not like researched it or looked at anyone else's reviews or anything, so I'm not 100% sure when this actually came out. But it's new to me. I've never seen it or tried it before, but it sounds amazing. So this is the concealer that we're trying today, and I love the packaging. I think with Fenty Beauty the packaging is like, it's unique and it's different, but it's not doing too much. Like, it's easy to handle, it's easy to use. But it's nice that it's just got that bit of an edge to it, like it is unique packaging. Like I have a few of like the other products, like the shapes and things are just unique, like it's not just a plain concealer packaging. It's really pretty. If you're a makeup artist as well, these can be packed away in your kit really nice too. So yeah, packaging overall, Fenty Beauty never really disappoints me at all anyway. The price is £25 and you get 9ml, and there's also 50 shades. I think with Fenty Beauty the shade ranges are always incredible. There's 50 shades in this concealer. I've got two to try today. I've got 130W, which is a bit more of like a yellowy undertone to it, and I also have 125C, which is slightly like neutral to peachy undertone. This one I think is going to be fine for like every day. This one's a slightly lighter, so I might use this to like add a little bit of brightness, a bit of highlight. So as usual, I'm just going to read a little bit about what it says online. It says buildable medium coverage with a natural second skin finish. So it sounds like the coverage is going to be nice, but it's going to have like that natural skin light finish to it, which sounds amazing. Extreme longwear formula that resists creasing, fading, sweat and humidity. For me, creasing is always something that I struggle with, so that's the one thing I'll be concentrating on today. It says hydrates and brightens instantly and through 12 hours continues to improve with constant use. So I'm guessing the more you use this, the more you're going to see like the skincare benefits of it as well. Visibly improves dark circles and puffiness instantly and through 12 hours continues to improve with consistent use. Again, so the more you use it, if you use it every day, you're going to start seeing the skincare benefits of it. Won't settle into fine lines or accentuate skin texture, which I do have fine lines under my eyes, and transfer proof and waterproof. So it sounds like a miracle concealer, to be honest. Everything that I need in one. So let's just get straight ahead and try it out. I will swatch the different shades for you as well, just in case you think that you may be one of these you can see a little bit more clearly. So the doe foot is at an angle, so that's going to be really nice to get underneath your eyes. Which shade is this? This is the 130W, and that actually feels really light in consistency as well, and it does have like a subtle like glow to it. That must be like the hydrating properties and things as well. That looks lovely and it feels nice as well. This one is 125C, and it's covered that beauty mark on my hand straight away, so I'm hoping this is a good coverage because I personally do like a good coverage underneath my eyes, but that's mainly because I need to hide like the darkness and my dark circles most of the time. So I'm going to quickly throw on some foundation because this would be my second step. Always do foundation then concealer, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so just pop some foundation on, and I feel like when my foundation's on it kind of accentuates and shows how dark my under eyes are. They're not like terrible. My under eyes do look quite dull most of the time, so I think I'm going to start with the 130W because I feel like this is going to match kind of like my foundation shade, maybe just be like one shade lighter. I'm going to use that mostly, and then I might just pop on a little bit of this because I do like a bright under eye. So I might use that one just to brighten my inner corners a little bit. So let's just get straight into using it. I'm really excited. I've only got like a couple, I think 3 concealers at the moment that I kind of switch between the 3 of them, and I've been wanting to try a new concealer for ages, and I'm really excited about this one. I'm going to apply it as I usually will. I'll apply this side, blend it out, and then do the other side of things so you can see the difference. And I like to get right into the inner corner as well. And we'll sharpen up a little bit. Okay, that's actually lighter than I was expecting. Maybe this one will be okay on its own. I always blend my concealer out with a damp beauty blender, so I'm gonna just stick to like my usual routine, what I like to do. It's actually like clean today as well, so I'm just gonna start pressing this in. It felt very lightweight when I was applying it as well, which is amazing. Okay, that coverage is really nice, I can already tell. It also says a skin light finish, which I think is why it's so lightweight. So you can see now I've blended the edge. That's really nicely brightened. I would say for me that's like a sheer to medium coverage now I've blended it out. So I think we can get away with a second layer just to build it up. But that looks really hydrating. It does look very skin-like, like you can still see a bit of my skin underneath. It's not like sitting on top, which I like. That would be like a beautiful, like everyday concealer for me. And then if I wanted to build it up, I can do. And when I move my head, I don't know if you can see, like there is like that glowiness to it. So it seems to be very hydrating. That looks lovely. Let's do the other eye, and then we can do another layer to build it up. So this will be our first layer. This would be fine for like an everyday, but I want to see how much we can build it up to kind of get the amount of coverage. It literally like melts into the skin as well. It's really, really comfortable, really, really lightweight, which I like because then you can kind of decide on the amount of coverage, because I don't always like a super full under eye, but I do like everything to be covered, especially my darkness. So this would be fine for me as like an everyday, but if I was going out I would want just a little bit more coverage, so hopefully we can build it up a little bit. But that looks beautiful on the skin. I'm going to use this one just to build it up a little bit. This is 125C, and just so I can say that I've used both of them. I think, to be fair, either will be absolutely fine. I do prefer more of like a yellow undertone to my eye like this, but if I do want to brighten, sometimes I do like to use something a little bit more peachy. So I don't think I need much more coverage there, it's mainly just like here. Okay, so again with my beauty blender, and just tap in, and I'm just pressing it in over the areas where I just want to build up the coverage a little bit. I'm not spreading it around too much, and that's brightened it a lot more as well, and just added that little bit of extra coverage, which is lovely. That's just built it up to, it's not like super full coverage, because I think you do want to keep that skin-like finish. I don't think you're going to get a skin-like finish if you're looking for a really full coverage concealer, whereas this, I would say, for me, is a medium coverage, but you've still got that skin-like finish. Would definitely need to set this, and I'm like more dry. I think because it is supposed to be like more hydrating as well, it's not going to set down super matte, so you will have to set this. I'm really happy with that. I'm just going to quickly finish off the rest of my skin routine. So just a little bit of contour. This makeup today has actually got to last me, so I'm hoping to put it through a good wear test today, because I've got a lot of things to do. I've got work as well in a little bit, so for once I'm actually using my makeup for something. Usually when I'm doing like a tutorial or something, I don't ever like do anything with the makeup that I've got on or the makeup that I do. So today we'll be putting it through a good wear test. Now it's time to set. I do have the Fenty Beauty Invisimatte, which I was going to use, but I do want to keep to my usual routine, just so I know like what works and what doesn't. And I always usually use my Laura Mercier translucent powder, which is what I'm going to use because this is what I use to set like my concealer 99.9% of the time. So I thought if I use this, then I've got a good idea of like how everything works. So one thing I always do is just go back and blend out the concealer, because it has sat there a little while. It will inevitably start to like settle into lines, which it has done. So you are definitely going to need to set it with something. If you're super dry, I would maybe go with like a pressed powder. I mean, everyone has lines under their eyes, so I'm not expecting this to be like super smooth throughout the day. And then just taking a little bit of the translucent powder, I just set with a little bit first, and then I'll go over it again with just a tiny bit more. I don't use a hell of a lot of powder, but I can kind of tell from the way that it's sitting that if I just set this with like a pressed powder, it would maybe start to move throughout the day. Also looks very smooth here, which is where I suffer with like more open pores, like just here and here, and that looks really flawless, which is nice. And then I'm just going to set my T-zone as well. I have put quite a glowy base on underneath, so I definitely need this to be set today. I'll try and keep a little bit of glow there. Let's do a little bit of bronzer, and I always tap my bronzer on. And then I'm going to use a little bit of my Fenty highlighter. I like to just apply this with my fingers, a little bit on the high points. Nothing too crazy. And then I'm just going to pop on like the quickest lip of all time. And then at least I am ready for the day then. Okay, so that is my base done, and I think it looks lovely. My first impressions, I really like it. It's very lightweight, it is very hydrating, and it's not a full coverage concealer. It's definitely more like sheer to medium, but for me that's covered fine. Like, I wouldn't really want any more coverage than I've got. It's effortlessly into the skin, which is amazing, really easy as well. And I like that you can personalise the coverage, so for every day you can wear it more sheer. If you want to build it up a little bit like I have, you can as well for a bit more coverage. And I just love how it's really brightened my under eye with like minimal product. I know I've put like a couple of layers on, but usually I would wear like a really full coverage concealer to get this brightness, but it does look very natural, and you can still see like a couple of my freckles showing through, which is lovely, but like overall it looks very bright and fresh and flawless, which I really like. For me, this is sort of aimed towards your like everyday concealer, especially because you've got those skincare benefits in as well. You're not going to see them unless you continue to use it, so if you use it every day, you're going to start reeking the benefits of the skincare in there as well. So yeah, I'm gonna do my wear test. I'm gonna leave it on for quite a while, and I will be back and share with you my updates. Hopefully we still look like this. Everyone, so I am back now and I'm ready to take my makeup off. It's been about 7 hours now, I think, but my makeup overall has lasted absolutely amazing today. My under eyes have stayed really flawless. I can still see like a few lines underneath like I could this morning, but it's not settled in them at all, and it hasn't accentuated them either, which is amazing. It hasn't got shiny or anything, but it also hasn't dried out throughout the day either. I would be interested to see like how it does last without like so much setting powder, because I did actually set it quite strong because I thought it'd move around. So next time I'll maybe try a little bit less powder and see how we get on, but it hasn't dried it out at all. It's lasted amazing. I love the finish. I love how brightening it is. And yeah, I will carry on using it. I would use this more as like an everyday concealer rather than like my full glam going out concealer, but I think that's what it's aimed at more than anything else. And yeah, I mean, Fenty Beauty, I don't think I've tried anything from there and not liked it. So yeah, that is my first impressions wear test of the Fenty Beauty We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer. I think I put it through a pretty good wear test as well today. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you tried this yet or not. If you did like it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up as well. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!